I'm Igor Kayfetz, and this is the List Building Lifestyle, a podcast for those who want to build a large profitable email list and make six figures from anywhere in the world. If you would like to get rich by building a large email list while helping people, this podcast is for you. I also invite you to attend a free web class I'm conducting this week to find out how I built a list of 4,331,656 email subscribers at a profit. Secure your free seat at igor.cx. Attend this free workshop to discover an easy way to get 50 to 500 new email leads per day on complete autopilot without losing tons of money. Just go to igor.cx to attend this free web class. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle. Welcome back to another edition of the List Building Lifestyle with your host, Igor Kayfetz. I never get tired of bashing Facebook ads because even to this day, even after all the algorithm changes, even after they publicly announce they're kicking people off their newsfeed, even after they banned crypto for no reason, even after all that, people still flock to Facebook ads as if it's the best thing since the microwave. And I really do not understand why. My guess, if I had to take a wild guess, my guess is because it's in your face, because everybody's on Facebook, because, it's right there on our phone. And the obvious place to assume that the best consumers go to is their Facebook account, because they log into that thing 4 times per day, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. Facebook as an advertising media actually sucks, and I've been saying this over and over and over again for the last couple of years that people overestimate what Facebook can and cannot do for their business. They still have this outdated idea that Facebook ads is the single best way for you to advertise your business. Now, there are some businesses that will pretty much, live and die by Facebook ads. And I agree, there's some businesses, but for 90% of businesses, Facebook ads is not the best way to do it. Facebook ads is not the best lead generator, and Facebook ads is not where you should be spending the bulk of your advertising budget every month. And I'll give you a specific monetary example why I believe this to be true. Just like anyone else, I follow some people when it comes to marketing, advertising, self-development, etc. And one of the people I follow is Mike Dillard. He's somebody who I've followed since I started online. I think a part of it is about the habit, but also because, the guy has lots of business sense. And the one thing Mike Dillard did when he came back from his slumber, he started the Self-Made Man. And to fund Self-Made Man, which is like an education platform today, but, started out as a podcast, to fund that, he created a webinar and a program called ListGrow that he sold for $14.97. He still sells it, I think, for $14.97 or $2,000 or something like that. So the program is sold through a webinar, through an automated webinar. And this is no secret. I'm not revealing anything groundbreaking here, and it's actually public information. However, the way Mike, at least based on what Mike reports, right, is getting customers for ListGrow is by running Facebook ads. Now, obviously, he's running Facebook ads, to register to the webinar. Then he follows up by email. He's got a really, sweet email campaign because Mike has always been an email marketer. And in a recent interview with one of the co-founders or one of the CEOs of ClickFunnels, he admitted that by far the media that gives him the highest revenue per customer, the media that delivers most conversions, is email marketing. So nothing new there. But he does, acquire customers over Facebook ads. And if there's anyone who understands their metrics and has their, shit dialed in, right, that's Mike Dillard. So that's one of the reasons why I respect him so much. That's one of the reasons I invited him on the show. And you can check out the episode. Just go on our website at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com, and you'll see his face on the right-hand side, like a featured guest widget. So he knows his numbers, and recently he emailed his list saying he discontinues what he calls the challenge. Now, the challenge is what he offers to all of his students, or used to offer to all of his students, where he says, okay, grab my course and complete it. The moment you can send me proof of any kind that you went through the course, like you created your sales letter, you produced your product, you've mapped out your funnel, anything, I will immediately either PayPal you your money back or send you a check. And he had over 700 students complete the challenge and get their money back for the course, which is epic. I mean, hands down, the best, risk reversal I've ever seen. Now, the only downside is you have to give the money back, right? So while most people probably don't take action, it still is a pretty good motivator to get people to act. And so what ends up happening is that Mike has to refund over 700 people, which in my opinion is a great thing, right? Because not only it shows that the program works and he's got tons of testimonials, but also, he's actually able to motivate people into action, which is something that most educators and internet marketers cannot do. Myself included, by the way. Like, my success rate in my programs when I used to do coaching was really, really high. I was able to create a community where out of like 200 members, I had over 80 members earn a full-time income. That's a great success rate, but that's a lot of work, and that involves personal coaching, like getting on the phone with people. Mike had over 700 people take the challenge, complete the course without actually spending any one-on-one time with any of them, and only incentivizing them by giving their money back if they completed it. So again, my head is off to Mike Dillard. Very cool idea. Obviously it works. But then, Mike emailed his list a couple of days ago, says, look, the challenge has been great. It allowed us to help a lot of people, but some things have changed in the industry, and we can no longer afford to give you your money back if you complete the course. And so he announced the deadline for a couple more days for you to kind of get in and complete the challenge and get your money back. But it's discontinued now. So if you're going to try and invest in ListGo, which is a pretty good list building program, and I'm not getting commissions actually for recommending it right now, you will not be able to take advantage of the challenge, which in my opinion shouldn't stop you from getting the course, because again, great course, and Mike was one of the first few people who kind of was talking about list building when I was getting started. So I mean, it's really cool, and it's really useful for you to know this stuff. However, here's the reason that Mike Dillard discontinues the challenge, and that is because his customer acquisition cost doubled. So remember, Mike is getting most of his customers from Facebook ads. And in that email, he shared that the acquisition, per customer acquisition cost for a $1,500 customer changed from anywhere between $300 and $500, right? So he actually had to spend, on average, anywhere between $300 to $500 to acquire one customer, in which case, for him, it still was profitable simply because every customer was worth about $1,500, so that's good math. He was still making nearly, 3 to 5 times over what he was spending. But his acquisition cost doubled to anywhere between, I think, 700 and 1,000. Basically, it went up. If not doubled, then it went up significantly, preventing him from allowing people to get a full refund if they completed the product. Now, as far as Mike's business, he's a great entrepreneur, he's a great problem solver, and he'll figure it out, I'm sure. Will the conversions get hurt over not offering the challenge? I think they will get hurt slightly, but not to an extent that most people would think, because the people who take on the challenge would have completed the course anyway. Like, the people who are achievers, people who take action, they don't need the challenge to take the action or to get into the course. They have the belief that they are capable of taking action on their own. They don't need that extra incentive. They do it for other reasons. So as far as Mike's conversions, I don't think it's gonna make too big of a difference. But my point, and the focus of today's episode, is to let you know that even Mike Dillard, who's got all this authority and marketplace presence and a podcast with over 1 million downloads, and he's got interviews with Tony Robbins and Ed Millett, and pretty much, and like NFL superstars and billionaires, like even Mike Dillard has to spend used to spend $500 and now has to spend closer to $1,000 to acquire one customer. Now, tell me this: who in their right mind, if they're just getting started and they don't have a deep product line, they don't have a high ticket coaching program, they don't have the ability to squeeze tens of thousands of dollars per customer and don't have the ability to give that much value in return for that money, who will be able to use Facebook ads to get customers? And why the hell does it take so long to convert a Facebook click into a purchase? Yo, it's Igor. If you're loving the content, hop on over to listbuildinglifestyleshow.com for more free training and a free transcript of this episode. Oh, and I'd really appreciate if you logged into iTunes and rated the show. It really helps. Thanks. And how come, in comparison to Facebook, email takes fewer clicks to convert, customers spend more money with you, and overall the process is way easier. Nobody's putting any red tape around you. Nobody's trying to control your claims. Nobody's trying to ban you from using email. And you actually get to control your business because you're building your own asset and email list. So what gives? How come people still don't get it? How come everybody keeps insisting that Facebook ads is still the best thing? It's the holy grail. It's not. It's not. There's better ways to get customers, and I'm not going to get into all of them right now. For example, YouTube ads has been, really on the rise. But what I can tell you is this: the one thing that's common for everybody, for everyone who's using paid traffic, is that even if they don't use solo ads or email traffic or that sort of type of audience, which is in my opinion is the best one. Like if you can have someone email their list for you and promote you, that's like the single best way to get customers, because they require the least selling, they spend the most money, they're easiest to work with. It's just amazing. Okay, your life will be so much easier if you do that. But even if you don't do that and you try to get super cold traffic, the one thing I can tell you is that the only way for you to make it work is to put these people on your email list and nurture that list aggressively. For example, yesterday I spoke with two top-notch marketers, people who are, I would consider, household names. Okay, now I'm not going to mention their names because I don't really have their permission to talk about this stuff, but here's what I'm going to tell you. One of them, it has shifted from using Facebook ads and Instagram ads into using YouTube ads, which is where he says he's getting the best results. Okay, he says they're still using Facebook and Instagram a bit, but YouTube by far has the best results. But then I asked him, okay, so how do you convert your YouTube traffic? And he says, well, we put them on our list and we have a really aggressive content sequence. So what ends up happening is that by the time the offer is actually made, they have consumed lots of content over email. In addition, they put them through a webinar, which is more content, and they don't really sell on the webinar. They invite people to submit an application, and then they sell something that's expensive over the phone. So they take the customer through this journey where they get their attention on some kind of media form, some kind of media network. Then they nurture that relationship over email, but to close the sale, they get on the phone. And I assure you that their results would not be the same if they removed the email element. Like they'd be getting results that are way worse. And so the other person I spoke to, again, another household name, somebody who's very successful, made hundreds of millions of dollars, somebody who's like at the very peak of their game, somebody who is, when I grow up, I want to be a little more like them. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of person. So that person uses Facebook to drive traffic, but he openly admits that spending anywhere between $2,500 to $10,000, I don't remember the exact figure, he's actually making back around 50% of his money back when he drives traffic off of Facebook. So let's just say he spends $1,000 a day and he spends 30 grand a month on Facebook ads. He will only make $15,000 back, and the rest will have to be made elsewhere. Now, where do you think that's made? Over email. He says that the best thing they've done in their business, and they got a huge business, is nurturing the audience over their email list. Like that's the number one thing, the number one focus. So even if they're losing money up front, they're recuperating that money very quickly, because their average customer lifetime value by communicating with that customer over email is significantly higher, and they're able to recoup that money within the first several months, which is my guess. But even if not, then within the first 6 months, for sure they're in profit. So my point is that Facebook is not the holy grail. Facebook is very difficult as an advertising media. It has become very expensive. People are still getting banned no matter how much money they spend. And Facebook, contrary to what you may feel right now, contrary to your feeling simply because you see Facebook every single day and it's top of your mind, it's like it's in your awareness, Facebook is not the best way to get customer. Neither is Instagram, by the way. Okay, neither is Snapchat. Like no social network other than maybe YouTube is worth the time right now. YouTube is definitely the direction for you to go to if you want to specialize at cold traffic. But get ready, it's going to be super expensive and difficult, and you will have to get yourself out there. Email, to this day, and I don't think it's going to change in the next 10 years, email is still the number one way to acquire customers at the lowest price, who spend the most money with you, who are the easiest to convert, and where you're able to quickly establish authority and credibility with them to build a long-term relationship where each customer can easily be worth anywhere between $1,000 and $10,000 in revenue to your business over the course of the first 18 months. Email clients, email subscribers, email referrals. Email is the media. Like, if you're in this game to make money, not to waste your time on social stuff, like if you're in it to make sales, email is the single most important element of your business. And even if you're driving traffic off of Facebook right now and you don't subscribe to the belief that Facebook is not the best thing ever, then still you need to incorporate email heavily into your lead acquisition process, because if you don't, you're quite literally leaving untold amounts of money on the table. So I know I've done similar episodes in the past, and it seems like I have to do at least one Facebook rant episode every couple of months or so, because I'm still seeing people confused about what it takes to convert a customer, confused about what it really costs to get a lead off of Facebook, confused about just how difficult it is to move the person from a social network mindset to a customer mindset, confused between likes and sales. Right, I've been saying this for years. Likes do not pay the bills. Likes don't make sales. Likes are just that. It's the complete stranger expressing the fact that they, appreciate what you do, but instead of voting for you with their wallet, they vote for you with a like. And that is not enough to build a business. That's simply not enough to acquire customers. That's not profitable. It's not the best use of your time. And it's stupid. It's stupid to believe that you can build a business running it that way. Now, again, the caveat here is that some businesses can and should use Facebook ads. And even then, I'd argue that it's not their best and most, profitable customer acquisition mechanism, but some people do. And if that's the case, if your business fits that description, awesome. By all means, use your Facebook ads. But even then, incorporate email into your strategy. You will 10x your income. You will convert those leads 10 times faster. You will extract 10 times more profits per every single lead on your list compared to if you don't use email at all. So, to conclude, Facebook is not the best thing since the microwave, and you should be using email in your business because that is how you convert a social lead into a customer. And right now, it's more important than ever because Facebook is changing the rules. It already changed. The news feed is just stuffed with ads. They cannot fit any more ads, so they're raising the prices. That means your lead acquisition cost goes up. That means your customer acquisition cost nearly doubles. That means you are screwed if you're relying on Facebook ads right now to drive business for your enterprise. Okay? Now, the one media you should be using is email. Enough said. This is Igor. Thank you so much for tuning in. And here's to another great episode of the List Building Lifestyle. And until next time we chat, have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the List Building Lifestyle. Get access to previous episodes, the transcript of today's show, and exclusive content at our website at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. Also, don't forget to claim your free seat at the traffic workshop I'm conducting this week, where I'm showing how I built a list of 4,331,656 email subscribers without losing money, and how my clients are putting anywhere from 50 to 500 new leads per day on their list at a profit without any list building experience. Just go to igor.cx to claim your free seat now.